Welcome. Welcome to Friday edition of Quarantine with Styles, aka Driving with Styles. Again, as always, I appreciate you guys watching, especially on a Friday. This might be one of my best shows ever. I got a lot to talk about. And as always, you can reach me live if you want to come in live. Again, we had this issue with the locker with myself and Anthony White. We broadcast Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 10. And apparently we're not as clear as far as what live means. When you click on that Zoom meeting, you are coming on the program live. You're not listening. You can listen by following us on Twitter. On the locker, you can listen to me or watch me by following me on Twitter. You can click on the live link at the top and it shows a live broadcast. That's how you can join my show. You can also email me at drivingwithstyles@gmail.com, or you can tweet me at vstyles17. So that's the ways to reach me. I hope you guys join. Like I say, it's always a better show when I get some listeners to chime in. So today we're going to start this off with some UK stuff, UK centric today. And then I might go overtime because there's some things that I think I might want to talk about after UK, because I'm sure I can talk about UK for the next 25 minutes easily. So let's see if we get some overtime action. If we do, there's some free time for you guys. We're going to start off with something. I saw a tweet from Cole Cubelic today. And my man has been giving us a lot of good press, a lot of good PT. I appreciate his analysis. I appreciate him giving us some shine, so to speak. However, today I was a little confused. And I'm going to cue it up with this. About a week or so ago, he hit us with this one. He hit us with this image, the best center coming back for 2020, which if you guys have followed me for any time, you know how I feel about Drake Jackson. You know how I feel. It goes without saying. I've been saying he was the best center for quite some time. And now it's good to see somebody else feel the exact same way. So to me, this is a no-brainer. Drake is the engine. Period. The things that I've seen him do, the reach blocks he has done after snapping the ball, getting to a three technique tackle is crazy. That allows Coach Grant, especially this year with some of the schemes we ran when Lynn became the quarterback, it was essential for our success to have Drake. For one reason is we changed the offense in the middle of the season. And you cannot change the offense unless you have a very smart center, period. That's just it. And we have slowly become center U a little bit with Toth and now Drake. So Mr. Cole hit us with this as we have the top center returning this year. Then today, he hit us with this big one. The top 5 tackles in this year coming back for 2020, and we have 2 of the top 3. Number 2 and number 3, Landon Young and Darren Kennard. So we have the best center. We have the best tandem at tackle. What else do you need? And I'm telling you, don't sleep on our guards. Fortner has played a lot. I don't know who's gonna man the other tackle spot left by Logan. But we have talent. Horsey, Flax. There's so much talent that can fill in for that spot. And the best thing about it is some of our guards can actually play tackle too. So think about this. Now we have the best center. We have the best bookends as a tandem. However, we don't have the best O-line in the SEC. That's kind of confusing. Are our guards really that bad? Now I shouldn't say what I shouldn't bite the hand that's feeding us because we are the third best in the SEC. That's far from what it used to be when I was playing. We are a top-notch O-line in the SEC, and I shouldn't be griping about being number 3. I really shouldn't, but I am. What else am I going to do? How can we be number 3 when we have the best center and the best 2 bookends? Our guards are not that bad. And I hope Slaughter hit the guys with this one because them guards gotta have a chip on their shoulder. Because like I said, we got the best center, best 2 out of 3 tackles, and we're the 3rd ranked O-line. So somebody, and that is not somebody, Mr. Cole is not giving our guards credit. Well, it's gonna be time for those big boys to step up and prove my man Cole wrong. Because if you ask me, I think we have the best line in the conference. And I'm not sure we don't have the best line in the country. Who would have said that? Who would have even thought that those words can come out of any UK fan's mouth? Funny thing about it, I had a guy, so I tweeted something, I replied to Cole's tweet about that. Then one guy comes back, I should pull it up. Give me a second. Let me pull it up so I can quote it word for word. Give me a second. Because I want to give the exact quote that was given to me so fans can understand. It might take me a minute. My man, it is. I don't want to give his handle because I don't want BBN to go crazy on this guy. But his tweet was because after I said that, let me exactly what I tweeted. I said, think about this for a second. We have the top center and two out of the top 3 best tackles. And I tagged Cole. And I said, why are we not the top O-line in the conference? Asking for a friend, LOL. That was my tweet. Now, this other guy, I don't know him. He doesn't follow me. I don't know him either. But he sends up, because you don't have a 5 stars, no, I'm sorry, quote unquote, I got to read exactly. Because you don't have 5 stars, nor 4 5 stars, and a 4-star 6-year captain center on your offensive line. Okay. Obviously, he's probably a Bama guy. But I tweeted him back and said, we have a center and one of our tackles were 4 stars. ... Wait for it. The other tackle was a 5-star. Shocking. I know, right? Again, people underestimating the talent we have on our team, which then they underestimate how good of a team we are going to be this year. It's a lot of underestimation because of our history. Yeah, I mean, I understand to a point. I understand that we have to prove to people how good we are. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When you have one of the best lines in the conference, that equates to W's, man. Simple as that. It equates to W's. Let me just throw up that best O-line chart again. Look at the guys on this chart. Georgia, Florida, Alabama. Those are usually Alabama's battling for the West, and Georgia and Florida usually battling for the East. So that should say something. Year in, year out, Florida and Georgia are battling for the East, and Alabama is always in contention for the West. So that says something, right? That gives you an idea of how important the O-line is. And the scary part about it is our D-line is just as scary. Just as scary. So we have built this program the right way. And I really had a feeling that last year was going to be the chance to showcase the skill position. I really did. I really had high hopes for the wide receiving room, and I stated that before the season started. Although many thought that was going to be an issue, same thing this year. It's not going to be an issue. You don't have to have a dominant wide receiver to do well. You just need quality, and we have enough quality. And we got some upcoming guys coming. The guy I would like to really see, and I shouldn't be talking about this, but I'm going to just throw Tay Cron. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for Tay to be a difference potentially this year. But that would be for another day. So I just want to say to Cole, I appreciate you giving us credit, because you are. That's without a doubt. And I'm nitpicking, but I think we should be the number one offensive line. And sometimes it's not all about stars, guys. It's not all about stars. It's all about being a cohesive unit. And those guys have played a lot together. Bernard, Drake, and Landon have played a lot of football together. And there's nothing like knowing what the guy next to you is going to do without even saying anything. That is why I have us winning the East this year. If we are blessed enough to have a season, that's why I have us win the East this year, because of that O-line. And I really think this offense is going to show you something that my man Grand used to run, similar to what he ran in Cincinnati. It's going to be very similar, because that's the kind of talent that we have now. We don't have Bell Call, Benny Snell at the tailback. I honestly like AJ as a more well-rounded back that can do a little bit of everything. So I'm just waiting. I hope we all do what we're supposed to do. Wear a mask, please, so we can have football. That's just simple as that. Next thing. So I think it was a couple weeks ago, I did the D-line because my man Stu had this meeting with his D-lineman. I dissected that a little bit. A review. I don't know what you want to call it. Then I think last week I did the DBs. And we're going to start now with the inside linebacker. That's what I'm going to do today. Now, it's unfortunate that Oates has the element that it's going to sideline him this year. Because I know he was looking for a big year. I know he had a really good year last year, and I guarantee you he was going to have an outstanding year this year. And with Jamin Davis being a surge to the end of last year, we had 3 linebackers coming this year that are bona fide SEC starters. You can rotate them, keep a guy fresh, because they all 3 are versatile. That was the advantage. We didn't have a quote unquote thumper. We didn't have Cash in there. Or like Courtney Love, that was a thumper. Now we had 3 athletic inside linebackers. So, unfortunately, we lose Oates. But the great thing about it is we have depth. Same thing like last year. Did anybody see Jamin Davis making the impact that he did at the end of the year? I didn't. We had the 3. We had Cash, we had Square, and we had Oates. That's what I thought we was going to ride with. And lo and behold, Jamin comes in. and a perfect situation, perfect timing. We are replacing Cash, and now we have these athletic linebackers. Now, what I like about what happened in the spring is I really like moving Casey to inside linebacker. I think he has the frame to be a thumper. I think he can add some weight. From the limited time that he had at the outside linebacker position, I wasn't sure that he was fluid enough in pass coverage. Kid is obviously athletic, but you got to have some hips to be able to flourish in coverage. And he looked a little tight. Totally different than J.J. Weaver. Speaking of J.J. Weaver, condolences. J.J. Weaver had a little more juice in the hips, and I'm glad they moved Casey inside because I really think he can become a future stalwart at that position. So then we forget about Bembry, who was a JUCO guy. So that means he comes in with some experience. So we're not that much hurting at the inside linebackers for his depth. Now we are hurting because we don't have experience. And let me add one more. De'Aaron Jackson, the freshman, is going to be a thumper too. 3-star out of Georgia. I saw some film. He is that thumper. Now, the great thing about it, having two guys who have played quite a bit of football, is you can still rotate 3 in, and you can actually rotate 4. You just got to keep either Square or Davis in the game with either whoever's the next in line. I'm thinking it'll be Carey and Bembry. Let's just say it's those two. So whatever happens, if Casey is in, then you're going to have to keep Square or Davis in, and the same as vice versa. Because all at the inside position, you don't have as much responsibility as far as coverage. I mean, you still have responsibility, but it's not the same as being out in space as outside linebacker. But that curl flat is no joke, depending on who is running the curl flat. That curl flat could be a problem if you don't have great hips. So, especially if you're in the field, like Boogie's using in the field, that's you got space out there, man. 33 plus yards of space. So, Casey moving inside, I think, is a definite plus for him. And it also gave us some needed depth with Oates going down. So, I honestly think we're not as bad as many think. Yes, we lose a stud in Oates. Yes, we do. It's gonna be hard to fill his shoes. However, when Jamin Davis stepped up, him stepping up last year makes this a lot easier than it would be if he didn't. Because then we would have question marks, big question marks. But now I really don't have any question marks. I think we are poised in that position. We are strong up the middle yet again. As I said, Big Bohanna, Oates, Square and Davis in the safeties. It's unique strength up the middle, and that's where we have it. And I wear your mask so we can have this season, because I really feel like this is a special season for me. I really do. I've said this since February. You can check my timeline. I'm a healthy Terry. I'm putting money on it. If Terry's not healthy, we have to go with Sawyer. I still feel very good about it. And next week I'll start touching. No, I got outside linebackers. I'll touch on outside linebackers next week, and then in a couple weeks I will touch on quarterbacks. That's what I'll do. Now I'm gonna go quote myself again, because this to me was huge. This is big time. I gotta find my tweet, but So yesterday, coaches in that some of, I can't, it was not all the top, but the top schools in Mississippi all gathered at the Capitol in Jackson, and they they was backing a movement that was started by a player, a college player, Colin Hill. Big ups to that guy. Much respect. Because if it wasn't for him, none of this will be, we wouldn't be talking about this. Now he's gotten a lot of flack for it. Tons of it for it. Read my tweet. I said kudos to Colin Hill for using his voice and platform to promote change. Without his voice, the coaches wouldn't have convened in Jackson to elevate his voice. It only takes one to start change. Much respect. Much respect for that kid. He stepped out. As like, if you didn't watch The Locker, I stated that I am a born Mississippian. I was born in Centerville, Mississippi. My parents are from Woodville, Mississippi. The majority of my family still resides in Woodville, Mississippi. My grandmother, the majority of my cousins, uncles, etc. So I know Mississippi very well. I used to go up there when I was a kid every week until I got involved in sports. Every week I was in Mississippi. For that guy to be a native Mississippian and to go on that limb knowing the history of the citizens of that state, for him to say what he said, say, I'm not going to play football unless they take the Confederate flag off the flag. Man, that, you don't know how big and how gutsy that is. You just don't understand. So for him to step out on that, now his coaches have to back him because he could have left. He could have left this year and went in the draft and been drafted. He decided to come back, play another year for his home state. And for him to now believe his voice is bigger than what he initially did when he signed 3 years ago, I'm sure he wouldn't have done this last year or the year before. Well, the current climate, he feels comfortable and he feels like his voice is going to be heard, and he stepped out. And so, since he stepped out, the coaches got to do something because there's big money. You understand? We talk about these other states about losing money. Football is so big in Mississippi. If they cut it loose, that state is in trouble. And that's just not Ole Miss and Mississippi State. That goes down to your HBCUs, Jackson State and Jackson, Alcorn State, which has won the SWAC, I think the last 3 or 4 years. Big, man. That's big money. And if he's saying that he's not going to sit out, it would have started to trickle down to these other guys. Because all it takes is for all those guys to decide not to play. Yeesh. So it was refreshing to see all those coaches go to the Capitol and voice their, or like I said, elevate the voice of Hill, that we need to make a change. And I read today that I don't know, the House Representative or where, I don't know, I can't remember, said that they have the votes to take the Confederate flag off the state flag. And if they do, they have been fighting for that for a long time. Trust me, I know. Like I said, I got family. They voted on this, I think a few years ago. And of course they didn't prevail. But now, the climate of the country has changed. And this guy is the epicenter, is the catalyst of this change. And he should go down as if this happens, he should go down as a legend. Even though he will probably as a football player because he's that good. But it's beyond that. big kudos to Colin Hill, and big kudos to all those coaches for getting together and promoting the cause. And having Leach and Kiffin come there, who are big figures, helps the cause. And I'm glad that they came and stood hand in hand, so to speak, although Mike Leach pulled Kiffin's face mask. And I don't know what because Leach was doing with his mask not being over his nose, but at least he was halfway there. The other thing today that moved me, and it moved me beyond words, is, hold on, man. I am going into overtime. So I have this new thing, and it's overtime. So we are now in overtime. Some free time. As I was saying, I was deeply moved. And I saw the video last night and I bookmarked it to post this morning. I think it was written by Leatherwood from Bama. And I was watching it, it was, okay, this is good, cool. But when your boy Nick Saban stepped on it and said the words, that basically, I don't know verbatim, but all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. It was in that vein. Was powerful. In that state, that Mississippi and Alabama are neighboring states for a reason. And for Alabama and for Coach Saban to step out and support his players with that message, man, I'm telling you, I said it was dusty here. I got a little warrior eye, man, because I would have never, in my wildest dream, for real, would have thought that a coach for Alabama would step out that far. He didn't just put out a message, and not like some of these companies put out a token deal because the climate is what it is, and we believe this, and we're going to do our best for diversity, etc., which is cool. Well, trust me, we cannot disregard that in any way because that's profound. But when Saban says what he said, and the teammates said what they said in support of the movement, it's beyond huge. Now, and this is the interesting thing, and this is what I was going to get into anyway. It's hard because now, do we expect the other coaches to do this because Saban did it? Is that what we're expecting? Because now, not just some. This isn't a guy from Louisiana Monroe. It's not the head coach from Louisiana Monroe. This is the best coach in college football history. Does that put pressure on someone? Now, does that make it wrong if another coach doesn't quite believe how Saban, quote unquote, believes? I'm in a conundrum with this because the reason why I say this is because Jack Del Rio, defensive coordinator for the Redskins, which is really interesting, has said some things, tweeted some things that have been deemed controversial. Now, if we're going to allow the players to use their status and platform to promote movement. Is it wrong for a coach to have a counter to that? As long as he's not being derogatory to a player or saying anything racist. If Jack Del Rio supports the current president, that shouldn't be a problem, even if you don't agree with it. And he should be able to use this platform just like everybody else. And you just don't have to agree with him. Right? That's just, he shouldn't be worried about his job, in my eyes. I don't agree with him. Now, the problem is going to be when he steps foot in that locker room or in that meeting in that defensive room with all the players. How are some of them going to react? Now, the great thing about being a professional is you have to be a professional, regardless of what the guy next to you, what his belief system is, or what your coach's belief system is. You have to be a professional. But it's going to be interesting. I wonder how Chase Young feels about all this. The best player in college football last year. Top 5 pick. Was he number 2? How does he feel? How does Chico feel? Now, I was around Chico for a whole year at the Bears. He was a GA. That's in college. He was a QC, quality control guy. Awesome person. Awesome guy. I have nothing. When I was there, he was awesome to everybody. And I wonder how he feels about this. Now, the great thing about it is it's not national headlines, but it can create some waves in that locker room. I'm interested to see how that pans out with what's going on, because this climate is hot right now. It's hot. It's hot in Louisiana, but it's even hotter in these meeting rooms with what can potentially go on. And lastly, I'm gonna hit him with this kid at Kentucky State said some things about George Floyd. I think he said, I don't know, told him something about being sober for a month. And some players came after him saying that we need that kid out of the college. Interesting. Guys, I think it was like about 4 players said that we don't want this guy on campus. Now, what is going to go with that? We are setting a precedent that can get a little tricky. Now, we have the right to say what we want to say. However, there's a counter to your rights to speak. Someone can kick you out, fire you, take your scholarship, etc. Very interesting that Twitter has kind of come to a point where people think they're clever, think they're funny, or trying to be funny, trying to be cleverly funny. If that's the word. You gotta watch yourself, man. Gotta watch yourself, especially why would you tweet that? Just doesn't make sense. Why? That's all I got for today, guys. I appreciate you watching. Oh, wait. I forgot. I got my video of the day. Hold on. Let me hit my video of the day. This is very interesting one. I want you to tell me if this is true or was this edited. Off the bounce.
bounce. Off the bounce.
Now you tell me. It looks a little fishy to me, but whatever. If that is real, which I just don't. Come on, man. When you shoot it that high in the air, it tends to me to be, and trust me, I've played with some editing software. It'll knit it together like you never believe. So, but if it's a real shot, that is an unbelievable shot. Unbelievable. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking out. This will be about 40 minutes of your time to spend with me as I talk sports. I appreciate you. Hope you guys have a good weekend. And I will see you on Monday.